I'm going to take you from 0 to full stream setup with the web autotimer. So you're on the website. This is going to be irefoods.com. You say launch the autotimer. So what you get here, first thing you want to be able to do is say, well, I want to have an OBS virtual camera. So inside OBS, there's a start virtual camera. So here I have my little stream. This is actually just for demo purposes, going off of a YouTube video. But I can start the virtual camera. So I want to be able to choose my source. You can choose whatever you like. I am choosing the table 1 source. So that's what I called this, my little video input, table 1. So I've for my virtual camera. So this is essentially when you have OBS owning a camera and looking at the camera, you can't have another application using that same camera. So OBS provides this thing to be able to start a virtual camera so other things can access the same camera. And this is great for what the web autotimer needs to do. So I've got that set up. So I say start virtual camera, and it's that simple. It's now running. So back into the web autotimer, I can go and say OBS virtual camera, and it's going to have that view. So I've selected the camera source. That's the first step. Second step is I need to configure the corners. So you just drag these into the corners. I'm not going to be super accurate because you don't need to watch me be finicky here, but it's pretty straightforward. Drag it to the inner corners of the table. Just like so. And now I want to capture the background. Now, background capture, you want to be able to capture an image that ideally doesn't obscure the table with anything. So this is actually a bad image. So I'm going to go back into my thing and fix it. So I'm going to play it a little bit until there's a good image that I can use. Ideally, you want of course, you can have full control if your camera's live. You can just there, something like that. So ideally, you want the red T in the middle, not obscured by anything, and you don't want the ball on the table, but I'm going to live with it. It's not the worst, but definitely the red T, you don't want anything blocking that. And that's what you want to have to be the background image be based on. So now the background image, we're back here. So I can say start that capture. This is the background image is really for the autotimer to be able to know what to ignore. It looks at the camera, looks what's live, and then says, well, I know what to ignore. I want to ignore that red T. Any other markings that it might have found. It gives you an idea of what it found, what is red based on the ball type that we chose before. I chose tornado. I can try that again, see if I want to get a better image. But that's live. Usually you see a bit of a shape of a T here, but I'm going to go forward and you'll see maybe why. So now this is now the layout. Now the autotimer is now essentially running. I can just let the stream go forward. And you'll see that the autotimer is running. Now you see that the bars here are not configured properly. You can do this yourself, but ideally you want to be able to take 2 balls and put them in the front pin position on the 3 rods and line up the goalie zones here so that they're just on the edge of that ball. And it's not going to look correct, but let's see what we get here. Let's put it in the front pin. So I want to line that just on the edge of that. That's good. And then the other one I'm just going to estimate probably around here. Want to watch me wait for that, but generally you just have to adjust this side zone. We'll figure out the goalie zone for here, and this side we'll figure out the goalie zone for that, and then the rest of the zones in the middle are all equal size. That's just the way all tables are. Now you see there with the yellow going back and forth, and it's grabbing the possession zone, so that it's actually picking up some of that red. So our background capture was not good enough. So I'm actually going to go back and fix that. So let's go back to capture the background. I'm going to do it while it's going to live and see if that helps us anymore. It's a little bit better, but I'm going to live with it for now. As soon as it sees the ball here, it should pick it up. If you want to debug some things and see, well, where is it picking up and where is it not, there's this debug mode. You can turn that on and look at, if it sees red, it sees a ball. So you see there's that 5 bar kind of getting some false positives. So you want to make sure you get a good background capture. At least you know what's happening. Anyways, so let's continue on. So now you have everything's running. You notice there was no device ID to enter. The connection is created. So this connection thing is a way that the web autotimer web page connects to the OBS sources, the OBS controls that are going to run inside OBS. So this creates a connection. It's WebSockets if you care. But essentially, what you do? So first thing you want to do is let's grab one of these controls. I'm going to go and look at the shot clock. So there's a little preview here. You can go look at, well, what is the shot clock going to look like? Well, that's not the one I want. I want the one without the score. So there's a score overlay. So that's the one I want. So you copy that score overlay. So, and that copies the URL. You go over to OBS. And you add a browser source. And you name it. So this is the new shot clock. Name it whatever you like. All you really need to do is paste in that URL that you just copied, and you say OK. And there it is. The shot clock is running. I like to use Alt-Tab to make the control a little bit smaller. This crops the edges off the control. Move it into this position. I like to kind of put it right on the block of the surface here. So that's running. You see the shot clock is running. And if you do the score on the web autotimer, so for example, score over here, you see the score updates on the control. So that control's working. So that's how to add the kind of like the scores and a shot clock very quickly. So the autotimer is doing the shot clock, and you have to manually do the score. And I'd say it's actually good if you're running the stream and you are updating the score, because it'll help the stats and make them more accurate. Let's continue. So once you've got it in place, I lock it. So that's good. So now what else do we want? We want stats. We want the stats to show up. So there's a stat overlay. You see what that looks like. Which one is it? Well, yeah, it's the one that goes along the table edges. That's what I want. So in order to, actually this normally comes up with stat sharing off, so you have to make sure you turn that on. You see the OBS overlays only show what you have enabled. So the stats are now being shared. And I'm going to grab the stats URL and you just do the same kind of thing. Create another browser source. And this is say side stats. And paste in the URL. Side stats, you want to kind of make this, position this to make it a little bit bigger, however big you want these controls to kind of look like. See, it already has some data in there. You want to kind of put it centered, because you're going to be able to move those first. Make sure it's going to cover the whole table. Good. And now with this one, you have to interact with it to do the bars. To align the bars. So you grab these little handles and you want to put them wherever you want, but I like them right along the edge of the table cabinet there. And same on the other side. Right there, looks good. So now I've got the edges where I want them, and now I want to put the actual pills themselves somewhere. So you can grab these little handles. I like to put the percentages right over the actual rod in question. You can put them wherever you want, but that's my preference. 3 rod, that one there, 5 rod, right there, and this goal is right this time. Okay, close that. Now they're all up there and they're all running. So that's good. So now we have a shot clock running, we have a score highlighting, and we have stats updating. And that was all with just the web autotimer, just running right out of the box. No app required, no other complications. Now if I want to control all of this within OBS, there's an OBS dock. That was this first one, so that's the OBS dock is this looking thing. So you grab that same kind of thing, and now this one's slightly different. In order to add the dock, you go over to docs, you say custom browser docs, and I've already got a few here anyways, so I'm going to create a new one. So I'm going to say I'm just going to call it dock, or let's call it web autotimer dock. Using the URL. These are the dev URLs, but when you get them into actual production, you'll it's there, shows it, move it over there, close it. Now this can actually dock to different parts of OBS. If you want to have like a little side panel like that, you can have it right there beside your stream, or you can have it be floating, you can have it underneath. You can put it wherever you want.
See the scratch?
OBS dock.
Auto shops will easily charge you $2,000.
Watching a YouTube channel with this. Oh, let's let that continue. Okay, so now I have the OBS dock, and you'll see with the stats, I'm going to wait till I'm going to make a new game. Start the game, so that'll clear the stats very soon. So now this OBS dock, you see here there, cleared all of the stats, is now controlling that web autotimer. So you don't need to have the web autotimer up. You can minimize it. You can hide the window. You definitely have the window still there. But you can stay just within OBS. Say for example, if on the spy bar it's got possession, and I say that let's say with this 2 rod here, I'm going to say that so it's got possession, and and so I'm going to say that he scored. So I press the score button there, and you'll see it actually recorded that as a goal. So a gold bar means it's a confirmed goal. So, you know, an operator, someone actually put that in there. And then over here for this 3-bar possession, I'm going to say that he scored. And then that's that bar. So that's how, you know, you're enhancing by actually controlling the goals. You're enhancing the actual stats. The stats look much better with those gold bars, and the goals are confirmed. Where right now, honestly, the autotimer has trouble recognizing goals. It recognizes 2-bar clears and 5-bar passes very well, but goals not so much because the ball goes so fast. But this is one thing that you can do. You just need to tell it when a goal is scored and what side, and whatever ball, whatever possession, whatever zone had the last possession will be assigned that goal, and you'll see it show up like that. There's one other control that you can add, kind of like a good thing for between games, and that's the stats summary, and it looks kind of like this. It gives you an overall game summary, kind of like between games or between matches. So you can create another control with that, and again, it's another browser source. Source browser. Summary. Again, you just paste in the URL. Stat summary. So this could be shown between games. This could be something that you'd be like, maybe you want it between games, you want to hide the side-by-side stats, but show this, and then when the game is running, you want to show that. So that's all available if you want it. And these stats are for the full game. For the side-by-side stats, will show kind of the last 10 possessions. You see, there's not enough room to show everything, but these stats will show all of the possessions for that game. And if you say there is now a new game, it'll clear the stats and everything will start over, and then the same thing for the match. And you have full control over the match and all of that here. And you might ask, well, why do I have these little, like, okay, when I say new game, why does it have this start game thing? Because when you say new game, players can often practice between games. You don't want that to impact the stats. So right now, the autotimer, the web autotimer, is not running and not capturing stats, because it's assuming it's between games. And once the game is actually started, you want to click the start game button, and now it'll actually capture stats and report the stats to all the various stat controls like you see here. So anyway, so that's from nothing to up and running, full controls for OBS and capturing stats, all with just a web browser. So I've taken all of the functionality, all the learnings I've had from building all this within the app, and then now added it purely web to make streaming very easy. So for streaming, you have your computer. All you need is your computer that's doing the stream, and then you have the ability to add stats to it. You have this built-in dock, and you can run your stream, make it look great. And yeah, so there you go. If you have any questions, let me know. Definitely check out the website. This video will be there. And also a YouTube channel. Look for Outdone on YouTube. And I have a playlist for all the IRF Foods videos that I've created for all the various features, but this one is the full coverage for OBS in the web, only web required. And I'm going to be building very soon a integration with when a ref comes and actually uses IRF Foods to ref a match. His actions will actually take over the goal actions. You don't have to be in the booth and doing this. The ref's actions when he says there's a goal will actually update the goals here. So that's coming. That's available in the app right now, but I'm going to do that for the web one too. So anyways, you've been here long enough. I thank you. Have any questions, let me know. Hit me up on Facebook. Join the Discord. The Discord link is in the website, irefoods.com as well, if you want to go in there and check out all the stuff. Yeah, enjoy.